case that's not apparent. Figured it was good background music while I get set up today. Why not? I was a good bassist. I did not suck. That is the facts right there. Too bad my bass is broken now.
Upon my heart, as a seal upon my arm, there is love that is as strong as death, jealousy demanding as the grave, and many waters cannot quench this love.
I minded every note. I was told it was a melody from heaven, and I treated it as sacred. And then I was treated awful for caring that much. What gives, man? You know how you get to Carnegie Hall? Practice, practice, practice. Like, what did you expect from me? I was gonna be a doctor. Of course I minded every note. You told me this was a sacred song from heaven that came through fasting. The music that brought me joy. So I reached for what was accessible because you said everything else was unholy and demonic. What gives, man? It's kinda messed up. Anyways, something else.
Cannot quench this love. I will never to you have it all. My heart is yours. I will never to you have it all. My heart is yours. Sing it, I'll say this, and I'll say. As a seal upon my heart, as a seal upon my arm, for there is love that is as strong as death.
It's the thing the bassist can do, so they're gonna do it. We can move the foundations. Power. Unlimited power. Okay, but listen to that. I was good at what I did. Did you hear that? Alright. Hello, hello. How are we this evening? Let me get my microphone on. It's weird that there's one built into the control. Then I don't have my headphones in. And so, I gashed my thumb open today. Gashed it right on open. Genesis, do you want to party up with me?
We live! We live. I read it as we live for a second. Now it's like, what? We do. Although I feel like someone stuck a frickin' spear in my side. Like, no joke. I got surgery. Okay? I got 4 holes in me right now that are healing. And I hope there's not, like, internal bleeding or something putting pressure, because it has been an interesting feeling for the last 2 or 3 days in my right side. Not unbearable, but not pleasant. Let me know when you send me that party. Let's go ahead and hit continue here. Party up. Party on. Excellent. Ooh, that is violent. Where am I? Am I in the Frozen Wilds? What was I doing? No, I remember what I was doing. Okay. Hold on. I'm gonna get this party sorted out with Genesis real quick, like.
Freaking myself out.
Okay, how do I can't remember how to do it on PS5. Are we good? Am I in your party?
Yes, you are. I can hear you.
Sweet.
Awesome. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the stream now. I don't like that YouTube on here on my laptop doesn't save dark mode.
Are you for real?
eyes.
I have mine set on everything dark mode, man. I am like, I was on the night watch for a reason. It's called ADHD and probably autism.
100%. Yeah, mine is my eyes are broken, and the Lord decided that I need everything in dark mode.
Mine are the opposite of broken. I actually have 2010 vision and 2015 vision. depending
Oh,
on
so
the
your
eye.
eyes are better than perfect.
Literally better than perfect. Literally.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, I have very
Well,
good. I see a lot.
I receive your prayer for my eyes to be the same.
Yeah. Here, have some of it. It's a little weird that it's
Yeah.
unbalanced. Okay, wait. We need to go before we talk to Maria. We need to go to Ross's grave because I forgot to do that.
Yes. We decided.
We got to keep the
Always
accountability
Ross's grave.
on remembering the departed.
Yes. And he needs
Yeah,
to
I
know
did say that.
that we did not mean to hate his guts beforehand.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
sad.
fathers. Who made that choice, Genesis?
Definitely me. That was a
Yeah.
me thing.
Oh,
Yep.
look. I love promoting things I like and then having it like connect with people like this on
Right.
Twitter. And then it's like I ended up getting tagged in a thing with the people that made the soundtrack for this. I just got the mention. I'm like, okay.
That's so cool.
I love that I appear in that conversation. I love that that's the
Right?
conversation I appear in. Like I'm not like I don't take it for anything more than it is. It's just like, oh
But
shit.
it's still awesome.
The internet is cool.
Right.
And I'm having a
It can
conversation
be a
that someone
wholesome
considered
place.
conversatable. That's so freaking rad.
Yeah, that's
I will sing the
pure
praises of this
beauty.
soundtrack and the other, especially living in the Southwest. Y'all, this soundtrack, driving around freaking Sedona, Arizona, I cried. I bawled. Because, like, it was, like, late summer, and there was, like, patches of red grass, I shit you not, on the side of the road as I'm, like, driving up to Sedona, which is red rocks poking out. It looks like freaking Carja land with the jungle
You were in
underneath it.
Sedona?
Well, that's only like 2 or 3 hours away from me.
Oh, that's
So I went
far.
up there to meet
That's-
up with a buddy outside because it was COVID safe to hang out outside and go on a little hike. We went to Tlaquepaque. We went up to the,
Wait a minute.
there's a,
You went to Tlaquepaque too?
hell yeah, I've been to Tlaquepaque. I'm from Arizona. We go to Tlaquepaque every time I go up to Sedona. It's so cool. You can walk
So-
around out there.
You can, and funny story, but maybe not funny to most
Oh,
people.
go
I
for
have
it.
an ex from Sedona who used to be a lesbian, and she and I dated for about a year, and it was really just a God thing. Like, we didn't have much of in the way of romance, but I remember her telling me she went up to the side of this mountain and she carved my name into the rocks and hid it
Oh.
because she wanted to let me know that there was like a piece of me somewhere in the world that I wasn't in always. And I didn't know
Wow.
what that meant for
That's
a long
interesting.
time. Yeah, and it's still kind of sitting
I mean,
with me.
please don't deface nature, people.
That was my first issue, but like secondly I was like, I wonder if there's something.
Yeah.
So I just kind of, after we broke up, I just kind of let it go. And I don't know where it is. She won't tell me. I don't know that she's told other people. It is what it is. But somewhere there's my name on a rock somewhere there.
There's a spot in Sedona I photographed that's actually, there's a church in Waco that Chip and Joanna Gaines go to that's been in the news with a little controversy because of their positions on homosexuality, which I can tell you are not friendly.
Right.
From experience, it's a hostile environment if you're gay there. And there's so much pressure to be like a homemaker for women, and I'm there to go to freaking pre-med. And they're like saying that I'm sinning if I'm not trying to like keep house for my husband, and I'm not delighting in
Right.
that. And then Fixer Upper goes big, and I'm just like, this is every like the. Don't get me fucking started.
it's
But
just like
anyways,
that.
I was featured in an arts magazine at that church twice, and one of them was a photo I took of a prickly pear in the cleft of some red rocks on the side of the big chapel. There's a really beautiful chapel that overlooks the whole valley, and I go
Okay.
there every time. I think it's called Monument
right.
Chapel or something like that. I don't remember. I'm making shit up. It's impossible to miss. It's on the side of a hill.
Right. It's there. You know it's there.
Like, I don't know. Look up Sedona Hillside Chapel thing.
Bam, and you'll
If
find it.
if it looks like it fits the description, it's the one. I promise. There's no bad view in that place. Like, you're not going to mess it up. But yeah, Antioch
Right.
Community
It's-
Church. I was in their magazine twice. I got kicked out of the worship band there. Anyways, let's let Aloy speak with her dearly departed real
Yes,
quick.
Aloy,
I need to come up
please.
for air before I start talking too much. They kicked me off the band there with the phrase "perceptions matter," and then "Fixer Upper" came out, and I was like, well, yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
Hi, Rost. Not much has happened since my last visit. The killers from the Proving. They aren't gonna hurt anyone anymore. I tracked them to Devil's Grief.
Johnny.
There was a battle, and we won. Varl, he
There we go.
made an impression. Has some other issues, but I like him. Well, I guess I should be going.
People take that as indicative that Aloy has a crush on Varl, but I'm like, this girl's never even had a friend before. I don't think that's how she uses the word like.
Yeah, it's pretty clear on from the jump that she is not into Varl.
Well, she's just
And I
not
don't
looking
know
for
how
that
people
with
get to
anyone, and
that.
people keep reading it into her. Which,
People
relatable.
want to ship stuff. Yeah.
Well, I'm all for having fun with shipping, but I just like legitimately my read on Aloy is that she's
Yeah.
literally never even had a friend. She has no grid for it.
Right.
Because
she
she's
doesn't even
like
understand
she's
it. Yeah.
as soon as she's the first time she's allowed to talk to people, she gets put on this time limited mission where she can't stop to think about it until she knows like why should I invest in something in a world that's dying?
Right.
So I'm going
And
to
then
take
her
care of
journey
that
makes it
first,
even
and then we
more-
can think about it.
Yeah, and then her journey makes
Yeah,
it even
exactly.
more realistic to
Because,
enforce that.
Everyone she gets close to gets yeeted off the face of existence.
Right.
Like,
Just a
kiddo,
full yeet.
oh, I just want to give her a hug.
100% full yeet.
I just love that, like, it's just, I don't want to spoil it yet, but just hugs become so important in so many important scenes, and it's just, Aloy, we're making progress. I actually used to hate hugs. People don't believe that about me.
Really?
If you used to hug me, you would get freaking elbowed in the ribcage. And I
Really?
had this night when I was on a choir trip, and we were just like all singing in a room, and everyone just felt really connected, and there was like this sense of oneness with the universe, and I was just like outside of space and time as we sang just freely in this room, like anyone who wanted to kind of change the song in a part. Like, you gotta understand, our choir was fucking good. A lot of
Right.
people, it was really competitive because choir was like the award winner. Like, we didn't have good sports, we had a good choir. And we were in Glorieta, New Mexico, in some
Okay.
upper room after our performance, so everyone's on the high of just having sung in unison together. And now we're singing kind of spontaneous songs where whoever had a song would just bust it out. And it was like worship because it was a Christian school, but it was still just like, it wasn't always like, it was just a love song kind of thing. But like, you've got these voices where so many people like had private voice lessons, went to Allstate, like are now like respected actors or have performed at the Grammys kind of stuff in a room.
Sick.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
like it was rich kid school. Like I was there on scholarship. Well, I was there on the Arizona Christian School Tuition Organization thing, which is
Oh,
a whole
okay.
weird thing where you can donate. It's kind of fucked if you think about the student loan forgiveness stuff, because Arizona has a caveat where at this, school I was able to go to, because this caveat that you can donate income tax towards a private school or Christian school tuition for someone, and then you get that as a
nice.
tax write-off. But that's kind of
okay.
fucked up if you think about student loans. I
Yeah.
got to go to this like 5-figure a year private school with a bunch of celebrity kids
Right.
on a bunch of donations from my grandmother's like list of contacts, which I'm like, that's amazing. They gave freely, and I was really, really fucking invested in by hundreds of people. But then when I went to raise support, knowing these are people who give, like the organization you and I worked at, the paper trail kind of disappears. And so people
Right.
that are very wealthy are very careful about minding what they give to. We're like, well, I can't recommend this because I can't find out where their money is going. There's no accountability. And the thing is, they had more accountability then than they do now. That's the sad part.
Yes.
Anyways, but I don't want to go too deep into that, but I was just thinking about it just now as we were talking. Like, that's just was a bummer that,
Yeah.
like, you guys didn't empower me to get people, like, I'm sorry, the networks I run in are more scrutinizing than yours, but like,
Right.
I live in a town of sea levels.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like, literally multiple schools I went to had governors or governor nominees. Like, the freaking governor of Arizona came to one of my graduations from one of the grades. Like, because
wow.
I went to school with like, I was in the wealthy freaking tiny town, but we were like house poor because that's a whole other story. But, like, everyone else in the family was wealthy kind of situation.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? But we were like, the black sheep married the black sheep. And that's not to say, like, it literally is the case. Like, no one on my side of the family is going to be like, oh, that's disrespectful. It's literally the black sheep married the black sheep.
So they kind of look down, yeah.
So it was just kind of, from one way or another, kind of the outcast of either family out of their siblings. This is like all of the rest of my mom's siblings stayed in Ohio. And then just my dad was always kind of the troublemaker. Which his whole family was, but he was the troublemaker for his family, not troublemaker in general, but troubler of his family. But my mom and dad actually met because my mom's mom and dad's dad actually met first, which I always thought was interesting. It's like my grandpa was like a self-made multimillionaire, and my grandmother was a self-made newspaper columnist for the Cleveland Plain Dealer, which is kind of cool.
Ooh, that is
Like, she was very politically engaged, very community involved. She freaking was a guest on the Queen Latifah show with Reese Witherspoon. And Will and Jada Pinkett Smith gave her charity 10 grand. Like, it's the fucking randomest story ever. It's just, like, so weird. It's so weird. Scottsdale is weird. Paradise Valley is weirder.
Scottsdale is
I am not from Scottsdale. I am from unincorporated land between Scottsdale, Cave Creek, and Phoenix. Thank you very much. Just south of Carefree. We got our mail through Cave Creek, but we did not live in any town. Which is kind of weird to think about. Unincorporated land. You know, that makes me think about the end of the month. There's actually some unincorporated land that is not going to have water service just outside of Scottsdale. And because I grew up on unincorporated land just outside of Scottsdale, that really concerns me. Because it's like, shit, like, what if we would have not had water? Because they're not technically on any city water. We were able to, but, like, what's going to happen? The tribes are actually the ones stepping in and getting their back and selling to them for a year. But Scottsdale is like, we're not selling water to you anymore. But you know what's even more messed up? There's a company from Saudi Arabia that's growing alfalfa, which is very water intensive, and then shipping it to Saudi Arabia. And so that's not even going into the system here. That water is literally being removed to a different part of the planet. And it's like, where do you think the clouds get their water from? Like, guys, like, we have to mind the environment. Like, people are literally not going to have water in multi-million-dollar Scottsdale homes. What's going to happen when their real estate values plummet? Like, people are going to, like... Arizona has the most lax gun laws in the fucking country. That's scary. Like, powder keg, guys. This is bad news. Like, what's going to happen when people can't get water at their houses? We've already seen it among the poor people in Flint, and people have been ignoring, thinking, like, that doesn't happen here. They're exaggerating. Well, dude, it's about to happen in freaking Scottsdale. They already have to get tankers to come in and fill private water towers and stuff to get water for their homes. Really? And they're gonna, that's what they were already doing. That's what they're no longer allowed to do. Because their wells are dry, because climate change is real. You know, if you're like an eschatology-focused Christian, like, look up articles about the Euphrates River. It is literally drying up. I don't know what I believe about that, or if I do know what I believe about that, I don't think it matters what I believe about that in the chat. I know what other people believe, and so in your own lens, look it up. Be a Berean, as they say.
It's
the Euphrates is literally drying up. The Euphrates, the Yangtze, the Colorado River is a huge thing in Arizona because the Colorado River Accord, not to mention all the tribes in Mexico that need water from the Colorado River. But like basically, like 100 years ago, there was a lie about how much water was coming out of the Hoover Dam through the Colorado River. And now they're going to have to shut down the Glen Canyon Dam probably. And Lake Mead has a bathtub ring, super low, which the Glen Canyon Dam is in this, Glen Canyon is in this game. Once we're through with this quest, I'll actually be able to go there. It's the Daybrink, which is part of what put it on my radar and had me start looking at it, because I was playing this and I was like, I want to find out where these places are, because I want to, I'm driving distance. I want to start going to these places and just like use this to kind of figure out where I want to get outdoors to, because I'm interested in doing everything, and so I freeze up because I run out of, because I get option fatigue. So I'm like, this helps me narrow stuff down. It's like with art, it's like, dude, I need people to like commission me, because otherwise I have so many ideas I can't pick. And I'd rather just imagine them, because I can do that faster than creating. I feel like you're probably similar.
I was just gonna say, I'm the exact same.
I heard that sigh, and I was like, I know what that is. It's like, dude, that's why I need partners to make music with, because it's like, otherwise I would rather just listen to the music in my head. The reason I make music is to show you.
Right. And that's the whole point. It's like, I don't make music for me.
Like, I like making music with other people because, yeah, exactly. That's why it's like, when I make it with other people, I can narrow down outside of the unlimited possibility in my head. Because otherwise, I'm going to get decision fatigue with the million directions it can go. But other people constrain me onto this planet. It's why I relate to Dr. Manhattan in that one way.
Yes.
Where he needs something to ground him to the planet.
Dr. Manhattan.
But that's a weird comparison to make, but
No,
also,
it's the best comparison, because he literally is like an archetype for the human brain, but on display. Like, he is the infinite possibilities of our brain all rolled into one being that can do anything. And that's what our brain works on. Like, our brain works on the premises that like anything can be done. If I just put my mind and my faculties to it, I can create and mold and shape and make into something whatever it is that I want. It might take me a long time, but I can eventually do it. We just don't have the instantaneous power of Dr. Manhattan. That's the only difference that really we have. But like, all his mental faculty and creativity was fully on display, and that's, I think, what caused him to have such a, I would say, like a depressive nature, because he just like, he was so inundated with options, and he couldn't, there was no possible way he could choose. He could see backwards and forwards through time. It didn't matter, like, he could see all of it and still do nothing with it, you know?
And it's the thing of like, well, you can will anything into existence. That like sucks, actually, because that means that most of the time you're actually restraining yourself.
Exactly. It's like, I would rather just not be able to will,
like,
and just,
you don't want to hurt people, because think about what happened with cancer and like all that shit, and like it was like he accidentally went nuclear in the TV studio, and it's like, shit, that sucks. I haven't read the comics, I probably should, but I've at least watched the show as opposed to the movie. And I know Rorschach isn't the guy you want to be like.
No, not at all.
I know that much.
Yes.
And I knew enough to know the reference that was being made in the show to stuff before the blue gag happened, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I could see that coming and wasn't surprised. And I knew who Ozymandias was, but I liked seeing it from the other side. I'm so sad that there's no more of it coming, is there? Did it get canceled? I'm really sad about Lovecraft Country. That was super good.
Yeah. There was a show, I can't remember the name of it, but... Hey,
Jumorn. Remy, welcome.
They were caught behind a wall of darkness, and it, like, separated the countries. I'm trying to think. My ex showed it to me. I really want to...
I know what you're talking about. I forget what it's called, but yes. It's literally advertised to me on my Netflix, even though I've already watched it. Shadow and Bone.
Thank you. Shadow and Bone.
I just had to, like, conjure the image.
Yeah. And
I watched it. It was super good. I thought it was cheesy at first, but then I fell in love with it. It's super good. I can't wait for the sequel. It surprised me, and I like things that surprise me. Because it's hard to surprise me because I'm so creative. I've unintentionally thought, and like when I'm in a conversation and people think I'm being a dick, just like questioning everything, it's like, no, it's just that my brain won't let me move on until we resolve that.
Right.
I wish that wasn't the case. Trust me, I more than anyone wish that wasn't the case. Okay, Remy is here. Do you want to play some Ghost? And since we've got that on a limited time frame, we can put a pin in Horizon and
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Remy...
get some Ghost Legends for Remy until Remy gets tired. We find a save point up here. Do you want to do? You can do microphones so we can do party chat, and you can choose whether or not you're broadcast or not. I'd prefer if we could hear you so that we're not talking to air, but that's up to you and what you're comfortable with. I don't want anyone to feel put on the spot, especially because it's like, you know, like on broadcast, but Hero of Devil's Grief. I've been wanting to meet you too, Maria. Hold on. Genesis is with me, yeah. Hold on, I want to stand up and then save. We're going to do some Ghost of Tsushima, guys, so I might have to start a new stream.
Ooh, yeah, I didn't think about that, huh?
It's worth it for community.
Absolutely.
Dude, it's okay. Like, that's why I'm here. It's been about an hour almost. We can totally go for just,
Whoa, Sierra just started streaming. Yeah, I'm cool with it.
Yeah, I want to play some Ghost Legends. Honestly, I still think there's some stuff in that, like, that's still, like... Have you done all the story stuff, or are we gonna do... We can do whatever. I want to play the survival waves, but we can do whatever. Okay, so guys, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, or just go to the channel so you can make sure that you get to the stream that's live. I think it might stop the stream. I don't know. But what we can try to do and see if it keeps the stream constant is maybe if you send me the Ghost Party invite, and I can hack it so it opens the game while it closes the other game.
Okay, let me
and maybe we can get around that way.
Yeah.
It would be cool if they would have a way that you could do that. I wonder if it's going to shut down my stream or not.
Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah, right?
I don't know, to be perfectly honest.
Yeah.
But,
well, if I disappear, we'll know that's why.
Exactly.
But there's still some stuff with how that goes out that I think still, like, definitely fits the bill for what we're talking about here. Teamwork, community, communication. Plus, I just want to hang out and play some freaking Ghost Legends. I've been trying to find people to play Ghost Legends for a very long time.
Right,
Look at
and we
how
did that one time, and we did really good.
Is.
Except for that last match.
Is that Karja inspired? Or is that what inspired the Karja? Or did they take that from the Karja? Is that like a victory banner for like, oh, look, we defeated Karja? Because that is very Karja. Even though this is a Nora outpost. That's fascinating. Look at how freaking Karja that is. With the Karja have a very hexagonal, whereas the Nora stuff tends to be a lot more flowy.
That's a very Karja.
If you haven't watched the Horizon Gaia cast, I am in the village with Maria, Mother's Crown.
Oh.
But the Karja, here's the thing, the Karja came out of the Nora.
Right.
Someone found the leaves of the old ones in a ruin of the old world and read them. Well, I think it was an outcast. So it's like, oh, the Nora outcast.
Yeah,
well, the Nora were the first because they're from NORAD.
Right.
And it's Cheyenne Mountain.
Which is funny.
And then that beginning is, I think, is on, like, you know, overlooking with Pikes Peak. What's up, Astro? Yeah, right, but it's only on the one.
It is only on the one, which maybe it's...
The thing is, I bet it's stuff they took off of Karja they've killed, because this is the border fort.
Oh, that's right.
Or maybe it's like as a little bit of a like threat to the Karja.
Yeah, or it
like
could
leftover
be, like,
stuff from the Red Raids.
Yeah, it could be to like, in case they want to... kind of retake the land. They have this erected to say, yep, we already went through that. You don't want to start another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, guys, we've tried it the other way before. I already have the packet from the Midwest Ministers Fellowship, because this is a bunch of Carja spears, too. That's totally what it is.
Yeah, you're
That's
absolutely
totally
right.
what it fucking is. That's
never
incredible.
Thought about that.
Sometimes you gotta slow down.
And just look at shit.
That's environmental storytelling. Look at that shit, guys. That's so rad.
Yeah, so guys, I don't know how much you know about this game, but like the depiction we're seeing, the house and the way it's decorated, is from a different tribe that broke off originally from the tribe that we're currently in, and they made their own tribe basically, and this tribe and the new tribe had a war, and the new tribe lost, and this we're believing is corrected in the sense.
War is a very generous term. The Red Raids,
I mean, it was a slaughter.
They kidnapped people to sacrifice in the Sun Ring on display to try and appease a god.
Right, and even they would consider that mercy. That's why I call it a war, because they don't think they were doing a wrong. They think they were cleansing the world of its evil and filth. And
Esther said, yeah, they thought that it was going to heal the derangement of the machines.
Exactly. Yeah.
So they went out to all the other tribes. They would slaughter entire villages to make people. It was actually a weird act of awful mercy to just basically try to scare people into submission as quick as possible. They would make examples of people. I think it might be, Astro said, is it because it's the merchants? And I think you might be right. Okay, so Genesis, can you load up Legends and do that invite? Since we're already in a party, I wonder if we can make sure that I don't lose my web stream. Because if I go down, I'll start up a new broadcast.
Okay, so let me try that right now.
Astro, do you have Ghost of Tsushima? Do you want to join us for Legends? We need a fourth if someone wants to be our fourth. May the fourth be with us.
May the 4th. Okay.
Otherwise, we'll figure it out. I've saved it though, so I'll just talk to Grist while. Oh, you're at work. How's work going?
Okay. All right.
I'm heading for the border. You're a trader? What do you know of the Carja tribe or their capital, Meridian?
Oh, it's so fun. Ghost of Tsushima. If you like Horizon, you will like playing Ghost of Tsushima. It's got as good of a story and it's as beautiful. And it's like if you traded out Melee and like the Monument Valley guys.
Yeah,
a castle on fucking Monument Valley. It's very similar. What's up, Jeff?
Yeah, they have a very similar, not even just art and play style, but they also have very similar
stories,
tellings of stories.
Yeah, the way it sells, and it's cool because okay, hang on, Jeff. Just so you know, the stream might go down when I try to go into Ghost of Tsushima. So you'll just have to go to the page and load up whatever is the new live stream if that happens. Because we're going to play some Legends because Remy only has PS Plus for a few more days. And that's important to make sure we make the most of it.
Okay.
Legends would come with it. It was a free DLC.
Yeah. The Iki Island was the only thing that cost money.
Yeah, and the director's cut, which it was like $10.
Yeah.
Or something or I don't know, $20. I don't know. It was worth it. I paid for it. And then I had to pay to get the PS5 version. Also worth it. I have to do a lethal playthrough. A lethal plus.
Oh gosh, I
want to do a replay on like hard first.
I'm doing my replay on hard and it's hard. I think I've taken like 2 camps and I haven't done much else. I think I did one of Sensei Ishikawa's missions, but that game is so brutal from the jump. It's like
it's hard. It's a hard game. They put you, but I like that they force your resources to be pretty limited. They did really good with their resource distribution and quest design. Did you let me know when you send the invite so that I can?
I think it just sent.
I got it. All right. Let's see if it